A couple of days is an on-demand writing. You've heard the term on-demand, but the problem with on-demand is we don't know how to pace ourselves, because when you take the on-demand test for K-Prep, there's two on-demand writings you'll be taking. The first one is called a passage-based. Somebody tell me what that means, passage-based writing. Jayla.
You have to get your answers from the passage.
Okay, you have to base your writing on the passage that you read. This is what we're going to be practicing the next couple of days. This test will take 90 minutes. Here's two problems with this 90 minutes. Sometimes we see students who will rush through it and they'll be done in 15, 20 minutes. Well, I can tell you right now, if you do not set up your outline for your writing, your pre-write, then you pretty much told me that you did not do that and you're just kind of writing freehand without any thought in your head. So I'm going to show you today ways to get your outline set up so that you do a lot of the work in planning on this outline, and then when you go to write, you're just writing. It makes it so much easier. And another thing you need to learn to do is to pace yourself. This 90 minutes will seem like a long time, but for those of you that will truly do the writing, that 90 minutes, you're going to need every bit of it. Every bit of it. And truthfully, considering this group, I would expect you to give it your best and to pull out good work, because we're teaching this. We expect it out of you. And it's very easy. All of you know how to do an argument. I've taught you how to do an argument. How many of you are clueless as to how to set it up as of right now? Clueless, honestly. Don't even know where to begin. Honestly. There's more than that. Yeah, honestly. Okay, so there's a lot of you. First thing I want you to do, when you take the K-Prep assessment, first thing you need to do on the writing portion is to read the prompt. Read the prompt. Why? Somebody tell me. What's important about reading the prompt first, Stephen?
So you know what you are writing your essay about?
There you go. Guys, you already have an idea in your head of what you should be looking for as you read the passage. So you're going to read the prompt. First thing. Let's read the prompt. Living forever could be great, or it could be devastating. Somebody already tell me, what's our topic? What's our topic? Bree. Living forever. That's our topic. If you know it's an argument, you should automatically know either it's a good thing or it's a bad thing, correct? Let's keep going. Dying in our world is just inevitable. But what if it wasn't? So our writing prompt. Here we go. Write an argumentative essay. An argument. Stating your opinion on whether humans should live forever. Remember to state your thesis and support it with reasons and evidence from the passage. What are we going to do? Somebody tell me what we're going to do. Horn, what are we going to do?
We're going to argue about whether people should live forever or not, and we're going to use them.
Are we going to argue both sides? No. You are not going to argue both sides. So already in your mind you should say, yes, we should live forever, or no, we shouldn't. You should already pick a side at this point. Is there anyone in here that has not picked a side already based on that topic? Okay, some of you need to see what's out there. Here's the thing with reading the prompt. When you read this passage, you should underline what you plan to use for your paper. Let me repeat that. If you think we should live forever, the only thing in the passage that you should underline are reasons to support why we should live forever. Don't do the other side. Do not do the other side. Now, some of you say, when it comes to K-Prep time, we can't write in the test booklet. Yeah, you can. You can underline in the K-Prep test booklet. That's all I'm asking you to do. Underline. Use your pencil, underline. Judge, question.
What about that thingy where, like, the rebuttal thing?
We're not there yet. You're thinking, though. We'll get there. Okay, let's keep going. So, those of you that say, no, we shouldn't live forever, you should only underline information that will support, no, we should not live forever. Okay? Everybody know what you're doing? How long did that take us to read the prompt? Somebody give me a time frame. 10 seconds? Of course, we talked about it. Let's just say give it a minute, okay? Shouldn't take you 1 minute. Right there, there's your time frame. Second thing we're going to do is read the passage. When we read the passage, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to underline what we need to support our paper or our essay. Everybody know what you're doing? Normally you will read this on your own. Today I'm going to read it with you. Turn over. I'm going to read it slower than normal, but we're going to time ourselves to see how long it takes. Truthfully, on the assessments that I've seen in the past, this might be a little bit longer than what you will have to read on the writing portion. But we're going to read it together. We're going to time ourselves. Right now it's 9 o'clock. Let's see how long it takes us to read this. Should we live forever? Future technologies could extend our lives for decades. What could go wrong? Everything. Dying has always been kind of a bummer. Perhaps that's why the idea of living forever has fascinated humans since, well, forever. Immortality turns up in philosophy, folklore, and literature, from the world's most ancient cultures to today, from Greek mythology to Harry Potter. But now the idea of living for a very long time has moved from the pages of science fiction to laboratories around the world. Even Google is investing in anti-aging technologies. And while nothing that radically prolongs life exists yet, experts say major innovations are just around the corner. Yes, ma'am. I do. Will do. How about Dakota? They need the key to the house. A new world. Our average lifespan is already much longer than it used to be, thanks to centuries of advances in medicine, safety, and nutrition. 50% of children in the Roman Empire, for instance, died before age of 5. In the 1900s, Americans lived for about 47 years. Today, the average American lives to age 78. The ability to extend our lives so dramatically may prove what some scientists believe, that aging isn't inevitable. It's a disease, and we can cure it. There's a lot scientists still don't understand about how and why people age. But they have ideas about how to prolong life. From new drugs and replacement organs to cryonics, which is a process in which a body is frozen and preserved for the future, when death will have been cured. If these ideas sound expensive, that's because they probably will be. A big concern about life extension is that only the wealthy will be able to afford it. That isn't the only issue, though. If everyone lived forever, where would everyone live? If babies continue to be born but no one dies, population growth, already straining Earth's resources, will accelerate. Providing food, water, shelter, and education will be a huge challenge. Then again, imagine what immortal humans could accomplish. Every person could learn and study and create without that annoying thing called death getting in the way. Want to be an astronaut, then a chef, then a painter? No problem. And what if brilliant inventors could live for centuries? Just imagine the contraption light bulb creator Thomas Edison might have thought up by now if he hadn't died in 1931. Forever is a long time. Everyone wants a long, happy life, but forever is a long time. Immortality might get, well, boring. We'd live long enough to travel the world, taste every food, read every book, basically have every possible experience, and then just keep on living? Does anyone even want to live forever? A 2013 survey found that 56% of Americans wouldn't want medical treatments to extend life to 120 years or longer. For many, the fact that life must end is what makes life a gift, something to be cherished. On the other hand, in a world where no one ages, wrinkles, fragile bones, gray hair, and age-related conditions like arthritis and Alzheimer's would disappear. You would get to know your great-great-great-grandchildren and be healthy enough to play soccer with them. The oldest person ever, a French woman named Jean Calment, lived to be 122. By the end of her life, she was nearly completely blind and deaf. Still, she remained upbeat. Her secret? Always keep your smile, she said. Well, there you go. Perhaps it's as easy as that. Any questions before we go further? One thing you must think about. Was there any vocabulary in this passage that you didn't understand? If there are any words that you do not understand, you need to go back and look for context clues to make sure you understand those words. But everyone's good. Okay. On your article, or here on this page, you have a T-chart. K-Prep will not give you a T-chart. You will not see a T-chart like that on K-Prep testing. If you need it, create one. You will have space to create one. We're going to talk about this one. First off, let's talk about some of your options. Those of you that underlined information that claim that you think living forever is good, put these in your own words. Put them in your own words. Do not pull textual evidence. Not yet. Okay? Let's talk about what are reasons to live on and on. What did you all find? Reasons to live on and on. Those of you that underline these, Bree, give me one.
You could get rid of conditions.
Say that louder.
Like, you can get rid of, like,
You're saying like science. If we could live longer, let's say we do that cryonics where they freeze the body while somebody finds a cure for whatever we need. Yes, that would be an example of why we want to live on and on. Maybe they could get rid of cancer by the time I come out of my frozen state. Maybe my family would keep me frozen longer. What's another positive thing to living forever? Horn. You get to know your family. For example, by the time my grandchildren are born, where I had children late, I could be dead and gone by the time my grandchildren are born. So, yeah, if I could live longer, I might be able to see my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren and my great-great-grandchildren. Yes. What else? What's another positive? Say it in your own words. Own words. What else did you read that was a positive to living longer? This passage right here. Anyone? What did it say about living longer?
well, like Thomas, well,
Yes,
yeah,
keep going.
he like did the light bulb, and if he was still living, he could do a lot more inventions.
If we could keep our brilliant scientists alive longer, they may create something that is even better than the iPhone. You know? Something even better technology-wise. I mean, he was the great in his time, but today, if we had them around, imagine what they could do. What's another? Right here, look at this one. You want to be an astronaut, then a chef, then a painter. What's that mean? Look. If I could live longer, I could do more things. I could give up teaching and go do something else because I have a longer life experience. I could travel the world. I don't have to wait. Or let's say I'm worried right now. I need to quit teaching so I can travel the world. Well, if I knew that I was going to live longer, I'd be like, okay, I'll finish my teaching. Then I can travel to every country I want to travel to. So you can get more accomplished if you live longer. Any questions on that section? Okay, those of you that said no, in your own words, what were some no's? Oh, it seems like we have more no's. Mackenzie?
Only the wealthy could afford it.
Only the wealthy. Only the wealthy could afford it. In your own words, guys. I want it in your own words. What else, Hunter?
The world will become overpopulated.
Overpopulation. Remember when we read The Giver? We talked about this. That's why we have to get rid of some. Overpopulation. If I live my kids live, my grandkids live, my great-grandchildren are living, and so forth and so on. Already my family is taking up way too much space.